Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Harmony One. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And also, I want to mention the donation link that's down below in the description. Feel free to donate to the kids in Gaza. If you can donate even a few dollars, it's going to be really helpful. Now, let's jump into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, you can see that we are in a nice uptrend, but I don't think we're that bullish because we're not breaking any of the major resistance levels here. So we have the February 2023 high, we have April 2023, and we have the most important level, which is August 2022. And these levels haven't been broken, they haven't even been retested. And if we're going to end up printing a lower high, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're going to be breaking out real soon and things are going to be looking really bullish. Some of the other altcoins are already way past the August 2022 high. Some of them are even printing new all-time high prices. So when looking at Harmony One, I can't say the same thing for this particular token. Now, if we take a look at the current scenario that we have here, it looks like a very nice uptrend here. I'm not going to lie, we're starting quite a nice uptrend, and at some point there has to be a reversal, or a retracement, I should say. And you can see we're a bit overextended from the 20 EMA, so a pullback to the 20 is a 15, 16, almost 17% pullback, down to approximately 0.0177 cents. Also, we have a block here that has been holding us as support back in 2022. And then we flipped it to resistance in 2023 in November, as you can see. Then we failed to break above it in December. And then on the second go, we managed to break above. And we are running into a different resistance level over here at 0.02150. So a retracement back down to this purple block is not out of the question. I think that's a totally normal thing to expect. Now, losing this low over here, this level at 0.01359 is something that I don't want to see because I don't want this trend to break. As long as we can hold 0.01361, we're good for continuation. Then we can have another leg up and we can break this local high. Now that's regarding the potential retracement. No one is saying that we can't really continue pumping from where we are. We can set up a Fibonacci retracement here from the bottom that we printed all the way back in, let me try to get this knob on. So the bottom in October 2023 and the local high here in February 2023. We are running into the 786 Fibonacci level, and we could come back down to 16 cents, which is the 0.5 here, as you can see. And that's a totally reasonable price to expect. Yes, we're going to lose the 20 EMA just by a bit, but that's not the end of the world. That's not something to worry about. Like I said, this low at 0.01361 is what we should be worried about. This is the low that we want to hold in order for us to properly continue this uptrend. You can see this was a resistance over here in July and in actually twice in July, and then we kind of retested it over here in November and December, but another proper retest wouldn't actually hurt. If we can consolidate here for a bit and then have the next move to the upside, this would be a nice higher low in terms of this potential uptrend that we're starting. So it all depends on whether we actually hold this low and whether we're able to start breaking above these resistance levels. At some point, obviously, I think that's going to happen, but it depends on when that's going to happen because some altcoins are pumping and Harmony One is looking relatively bullish, but not as bullish as some of the other coins. So I did give you a few levels here to look at on this Fibonacci retracement. If we take a look at the RSI, you can see that we are already in the overbought. As you can see, we're sitting at the index of 72.2. So if you're looking to enter right now, I wouldn't do that necessarily, not a financial advice, of course. I would wait for some sort of a retracement here. And you can see there's a nice trend line that's holding us up on the RSI. We can zoom in on the RSI and take a look at We were even printing some sort of a symmetrical triangle here. So we could be in this pattern until we eventually break down, or we could have a nice explosion to the upside and then have the proper retracement into the oversold. But regardless, your best opportunity is when you're down here in the oversold below the index of 30. And if you weren't dollar cost averaging here in August or in June 2023, then you did kind of miss out on a very good opportunity. I don't know if we're going to be sitting back at these prices here, below a cent essentially. But on any given retracement, I think it's going to be very smart to top up your position and to accumulate as many tokens as possible. And no one is telling you to go all in at a certain price. I would say just keep buying as long as we keep dropping, and the lower we drop, the more you buy. That way you can bring down the average buy-in price as much as possible. Now, let's take a look at the weekly chart so that we can analyze the bigger picture for Harmony One. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly, so you can see that we are running into a major resistance level here. This has been tested once in August last year, in February, in April this year, and then again in December 2023. So we're constantly running into this resistance level, and until we break that, we can't really set any targets to the upside. So until that happens, I can't really tell you that we're going to be looking for a retest of the August 2022 high, or even the retest of the 200 EMA. So we really need to start breaking above this. We need to see proper volume coming in. If we don't have volume coming in, and as you can see, there is not a lot of volume here. This is nothing compared to what we saw back during the bull market. So once we break above this trend line, we do need to see some volume coming in, and that will essentially be your confirmation of the breakout. So usually the way it happens, and you can verify with some other altcoins that were in a similar situation, and a lot of them actually were, you break above this level, you have a very strong impulsive move to the upside, and then you have the volume coming in down here. You have these huge volume candles showing that people are actually, and companies are getting into the project, and therefore that is confirming your breakout. At that point, you can either expect a nice backtest of support and a move to the upside, or we get very bullish and we just continue this uptrend very, very quickly, and we get to the 200 EMA even. But that's yet to happen, of course. The 55 EMA here is something that we are running into. If you were entering Harmony One for a short-term trade, for example, I would say this is a really good spot to take some profits, or to get out of your position if that's what you're looking to do. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. If you're looking to, for example, swing trade, which I wouldn't recommend you do because you have to be really careful with swing trading. But if you're looking to sell here and you're looking to buy a bit cheaper, you can look for a potential 20% drop to this support block. As you can see, we have multiple retests of this area back in 2022. Over here, and we obviously drop back down, and now we're kind of breaking above that, but we do want to see a nice back test of support here, and maybe after that we can eventually have a breakout above the teal trend line. Now, speaking about some major support levels that we have, of course we might see a flash crash, but I just want to bring your attention to this support block that we outlined many months ago, way before we dropped to it here in December 2022 even. We have this support block from a cent down to 0.0077 cents based on these 2019 and 20 touches. and we dipped there back in December last year, and now we're dipping into this level in May this year and October, September 2023, and now we're moving to the upside. So this was a very good entry point. We talked about this multiple times. If you entered at those prices, let's say you entered at 0.0095, right now you are up approximately 120%. Like I said, if you're entering for a short-term trade, that's a perfect trade to to close right now, in my opinion. If you're holding for the long term, I don't think it's really smart to sell at the current prices, especially if you're expecting the all-time high prices to be retested. But essentially what needs to happen is that we need to get out of this little zone here. We need to break above, and I think after that happens, we could see very, very strong and big candles for Harmony 1. We can continue pumping and start pumping all the way up to 6.5 cents here, because there's not a lot of resistance in this area. We really need to break above this August high, and then I think it's going to be really relatively easy getting to 0.065 cents, because as you can see, there's not a lot of resistance here on the weekly chart. There are some wicks in this area as well, so I would say getting above the August high is our main hurdle at the moment. Until that happens, wait for some support levels and start setting up those limit orders in advance. I would also take a look at the 20 MA here. We're holding it as support quite nicely here. You can see we're wicking off of it multiple times, and the fact that we are above it is very positive, I'm not gonna lie. So we need to keep holding it as support. So 0.0144 cents is your best entry based on the weekly chart. And looking at the oscillators, you can see the RSI is slowly creeping up to the overbought here, but still this is not drastic. This is nothing to be worried about yet. We also do have a nice support trend line that we can outline here. We can do something like this. And this was retested multiple times, as you can see. The most recent touch we had was back in September 2023, and off of that we had a nice impulsive move to the upside. So a move back down to that area is possible, but I would not be waiting on the sidelines until that happens, because you might just miss out on the move to the upside into the bull market. So be careful with that. And the stochastic is in the overbought already. This goes to show that we're probably going to be looking at some sort of a healthy retracement at some point in the near future, but that does not mean we cannot see another breakout before that happens. So keep in mind, the August 2022 high is a potential target if we continue pumping. Whether we do or not, I don't know. I'm just giving you the potential play of the potential scenario that we could see playing out in front of us. So 3 cents is going to be a nice target to take some profits at as well. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what is your average buying price on this project. Let me know what are your targets to the upside. If you want to set up a Fibonacci retracement and take a look at your targets, you can do that right now. And you can see we're looking at 94 cents as your minimal target for Harmony 1 during the bull market. I think that's a very, very doable target if we can properly start pumping here and we actually show signs of bullishness. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.